everybody. Welcome back to Bayou Time. Harry McCully here. We're talking a little fire safety. And for that, we bring in Mike Palmer, who's the fire prevention officer with the Bayou Cane Fire Department. Hey, Mike, thanks so much for being with us. This is a big time of the year, I guess, for fire safety because we're making a transition. We're actually going back and forth between these heat waves, cold snaps. Folks are starting fires, in their fireplaces, all that kind of stuff. So talk to me a little bit about fire prevention. We recently just had a tragedy on Christmas Eve. So just talk to me a little bit about what we should be looking at this time of year.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had a fire Christmas Eve in a home involving a space heater. So, it's important to remember right now a lot of the homes and businesses in the area and in the parish are in different states of repair. Some people still don't have walls. Some people still don't have insulation, so they'll do whatever they need to do to heat their home. It's important to remember with a space heater, they're fine to use, but they need to be plugged directly into the outlet. Try never to use an extension cord or a surge protector because they're just not made for the type of current that the heater puts out. And they'll overheat and can start a fire.
That's interesting. So sometimes you do feel extension cords that be a little hot. That's what you're talking about, right? There's an overload on that?
And it'll melt the insulation and start a fire.
I got you. A lot of us are down to space heaters right now. I know I don't have a ceiling right now. I got some visqueen over the ceiling that had fallen in, so the garage seems to come in. So it does seem cooler right now. It's colder in the house during this cold snap. So that's what people are dealing with, right? So, I mean, you're trying to find any way to stay warm.
Yeah, it's tough, and you need to remember to keep a buffer, 3 feet of anything flammable from the heater, and never leave it unattended. When it's on, someone needs to be keeping an eye on it, stay in the room, make sure nothing happens.
Okay. What's another big issue? And I guess I know I was telling you during the storm, we were about 3 weeks to a month without any power, so we were living off of generators. Carbon monoxide's always a big issue, whether it be a storm or with these space heaters.
Yes, not so much with space heaters, but if you have gas heater in your home, anybody's roof who took some type of damage, there's a pretty good chance that the vent was damaged too. So the carbon monoxide may not be venting out the house like it should be. So you should have it serviced before you run the heater and make sure you have a carbon monoxide detector in the house.
I know every time we either fall forward or spring forward, we always you always say check the batteries in your alarms. Is that different now? Should you be checking things right now anyway?
If you have a newer alarm, smoke alarm, or a carbon monoxide alarm, they come with 10-year batteries now. So not necessarily change the battery, but you need to test it. Push the button, make sure it works, and if it doesn't, replace it.
Right. Some of those now come with duals, right? So what's the difference between a fire alarm and a carbon monoxide?
The smoke alarm detects the smoke and alerts you if there's smoke in the house.
Every time I cook.
Right. Carbon monoxide alarm detects the silent killer. You can't smell it, can't taste it. You don't know it's there until it's too late. So the carbon monoxide alarm is important. And they do make dual models now that you can pick up to take care of both.
At Bayou Cane and anywhere, around Terrebonne Parish, what if I suspect I have an issue at my house? Can I call you guys and say, hey, can y'all come check these things out?
You call 911 if there's any type of emergency to get it checked out. We'll come out. We have meters. We can do what we need to do to make sure you're safe and go from there.
Yeah, you were telling me just somebody was running a generator on the outside. They thought it was outside, but it was right next to their door or whatever, and the carbon monoxide got in. They called you, and how did you?
Yes, we have meters on every truck that can detect carbon monoxide. So if you suspect there's any kind of issue, just call 911 and we'll come out.
What about fires this time of year? We got plenty of extra wood to burn this winter, right? What about fireplace safety and what about that?
Fireplace, same type of rule with the heater. If you took roof damage, you need to check your chimney, your flute.
To make sure
the flute's open. Take a look, make sure the smoke's actually coming out the top. and it's not going in the crawl spaces or in the attic. And if there's any type of damage to it, just make sure you get it repaired by somebody who is authorized to do that.
Yeah, because if you have the top that got ripped off and maybe even it got fixed, but you might have damage further down that
you
step,
can't see.
and it's not, if it gets out there, you're right, it could get in your crawl space. That could be a real dangerous issue. What about just regular, fire? I guess we should have a screen on our fire and just basic safety for that.
Yeah, for the fireplace, you should always have the screen closed when the fire is on. Give it a 3-foot buffer from anything flammable, and never leave it unattended.
And we were just kind of joking about there's plenty of firewood because of fences or whatever, trees that have all been knocked down. But is there anything you shouldn't be burning in a fireplace setting?
You should only burn natural wood. Nothing, fence boards, anything with any type of oils or paint should not be in the fireplace.
And what can that damage? I mean,
well, it'll damage you. It's poison.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying.
So,
but if you burn that kind of stuff, like treated lumber and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it has chemicals in it that are really bad for you.
Yeah, no, that's not good. So, anything else that we need to know about safety-wise during this cold weather snap?
No, just make sure your smoke alarms are working, and call us if you need us.
911 is the best way to get in touch with you
Yes.
guys. You're always working and doing a lot of different stuff besides just fire. So I appreciate it, Mike. Thanks so much.
Anytime.
All
It's
right,
a
it's
pleasure.
Mike Palmer, who's with the Bayou Cane Fire Department. We'll be back with more Bayou Time right after this.